Hello dear student, welcome back to the new video which is factorize using difference of two squares. In the last lesson we studied something which is factorize by common factor. So in this lesson we're going to study factorize by using difference between two squares. So before we're going to start this topic, you need to remember that how we're going to take the common factor. And also, what is the difference between difference of two squares and perfect square? Because they are totally two different things. In the last lesson, we studied this one. We said, if I have, let's say, 4 minus x all power 2. So how we open it, this one, which is this one is called perfect square. Because we have power 2. We said, because we have minus, I'm going to write minus plus. What is the first number? It's 4, so I'm going to write 4 power 2. What is the second one? It's x, so I'm going to write x power 2. Then we study this one. We said, so for the other one, we said the middle number should have 2, then times 4 times x. Then the last answer will be 16 minus 8x plus x power 2. So it will be the last answer of this one, or you can change their places. You can say x power 2 minus 8x plus 60, which is exactly the same thing of these two, because the sign, it doesn't change it. Positive, negative x, negative 8x, positive 60, so you can change their places. It's totally fine. So let's remind you for the positive. We said if I have plus, let's say x plus, again I'm going to use 4 this time, power 2. So because it's plus, we said we're going to write plus, then x power 2, then 4 power 2. We said this 2, it's already fixed, it's already there. Then we're going to write the other number that we have inside the bracket, which is 4 times x. So the last answer was x power 2 times 4, which is 8x plus 60. So we solved this one like this. But in today, this one is called perfect square. It's a bracket with a power 2. That's how you're going to open it. But in today's topic, we have something else which is called factorize by using difference of two squares, which is you have x power 2 minus y power 2. So this one is a difference between two squares. No need to write between, actually. It's difference of two squares. Between two squares. So now difference of two square is came from the two number or two letter or two term that they are perfect, they are square, they have power 2. Power 2, it's mean square. Why we call it difference? Because we have minus between them. So this work, it's only this one, it's only we can use it when we have minus between them. So if I have something like this, the first letter power 2, then or the first number which is perfect, or second number also is perfect. So what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to say this x power 2 came from what? X times x. What about this y? It came from y times y. Then how I'm going to solve this one? How I'm going to factorize it? Because the question says factorize. So I'm going to use factorize for this one. I'm going to write the first x in the first place, because x came in the first place. And also in the second bracket, I'm going to write x, because x came from the first. Then what I'm going to do to the bracket, in one of them I'm going to write plus, in the other one I'm going to write minus. Then in the second one I'm going to write y here and y here. That's how you're going to solve this one. Now if you take a look to the second question, we have we have x power 2 minus 25. If you take a look, this x, I can change it to what? To x and x. This 25, I can change it to what? 5 times 5. But if you have another number, let's say you have x power 2 minus 30. You cannot say I'm going to change it to 5 times 6. This number should be perfect. Then you can use this method. So, and also we said that between them must be negative. So because between them is negative, so I'm going to write one of them positive, one of them is negative. You can't change the place of these two guys. You can write negative here, positive here. It's totally fine. Nothing will be changed. So then in the first letter, what is it? It's x. So in both of them, I'm going to write x. Then 25, it came from what? 5 times 5. So I'm going to write 5 here, 5 here. So this one is the factorize of 2 squares. That's how we're going to solve this kind of question. So we have another type of question, which is like you have a letter and the perfect number and power 2. So if we take a look to this one, this 36, we will check if it's perfect or not. What's the square root of 36? It's 6 and 6. Or we can say it came from 6 times 6, which is perfect. So 36 is perfect. What about 25? It came from 5 times 5. What about D? This D is power 2, so that means it will be 5D times 5D. So that means if you take a look, in both of them you have same thing. In these two, both of them you have same thing. Between them, do you have minus? Yes. So that means I'm going to open two brackets, one of them positive, one of them negative. Like we said, you can change their place. You can change the positive and negative place. It's totally fine. So this one will be 5D, 5D. I wrote in both place, in the both bracket, in the first place 5D, because 5D it came from the first place. Then in the second place we have 36, so it came from 6 and 6, so that's why I wrote 6 and 6. Then now what if we have another number like 4x power 2 minus 49y power 2. So if you take a look, this 4, it came from 2 times 2, same number, so totally fine. This x is power 2, so that means x here, x here. Then what about 49? It came from 7 and 7. Then y is power 2, so that means I can write 1y here and 1y here. Then I'm going to open two brackets. Like we said, it's your positive and negative, it's your option. So this time I'm going to write negative here and positive here, which is totally fine, nothing will change. 2x is came from the first one, so I'm going to write in both brackets 2x in the first place. Then in the second place, what do I have? 7y, so I'm going to write in every second place 7y. So that's how you're going to solve this kind of question. So now if you take a look to one of the questions that we have in the book, I'm going to solve one more question because we already solved too many. One more question that we're going to solve it. Let's say I have 16y power 2 minus 9d power 2, which is question 25 in page 76. So now what I'm going to do, the first thing that I'm going to do, because both of them power 2, yes. Do I have minus between them? Yes. What the question say? Factorize. That's the only thing it will say. We already studied 3 types of factorize, so you must be careful which one you're going to use it. This one, because we have minus, both of them are power 2, and the numbers are perfect. So y, 3, d, d. So now if I multiply this one, 4 times 4, 16, y times y power 2, so it's correct. 3 times 3, 9, d times d power 2, so it's correct. Do I have minus between them? Yes. So that means in this case I can change it to difference between two squares. So we said minus plus or plus minus, it's your option. In the first one you must write 4y because 4y came first, then 3d. So that's one of the question that we have. That's one of the type of question that we have. But we have another type of question, which is you need to use the G.C.D, the greatest common factor that we study in chapter 2 section 5. We already studied this one. So which is say factorize by factoring and using difference of two squares. Maybe we will not give you that much information, but you need to know when you have this kind of question. How we know? So take a look. 5x power 2 minus 20. It's question number 7. It's a factorize by taking common factor, then use the difference of 2 square. So now let's say the question only say factorize. So we studied this one. We said if I have something like this, minus 20, this one is perfect? No. It's inside the bracket power 2? No. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to check if I could change this one to 2 number. Can I change it to 2 number which is multiplied by itself equal to 20? No, we don't have any number that if you multiply by itself equal to 20. So that means I cannot use immediately the difference between 2 squares. But I already studied something which is called G.C.D, greatest common divisor. So if you remember in the last video we talked about this when we said we have a fast way. First of all, we use the fast way. The smallest number between these two is 5. So 5 divisible by 5, yes. 20 is divisible by 5, yes. That means the GCD is already equal to 5. So I'm going to write 5 outside, then 5x power 2 minus 20. Then I'm going to divide both of them by this 5 which is we wrote outside. So the answer will be 5 divided by 5, 1, so no need to write 1, minus 20 divided by 5 is 4, so which is no need to write any other letter because we don't have any letter there. Then, if you take a look to this one, in chapter 2, section 5, we don't have this kind of thing, but if you take a look to this one, can I change this to two things which is exactly the same thing? Yes, because x times x is equal to x power 2. Then 2 times 2, it will be 4. Good. Do I have minus between them? Yes. So in this case, the first step is write the 5 outside of the bracket. Then open 2 brackets, one of them minus, one of them plus. If you change their place, it's okay. Then first one is x, because x is came first. Then second one, it will be 2 and 2, because 2 came from the 4 which is in the second place. That's a factorize of expression by taking common divisor. Now let's solve one more question. What if I have 40, let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's say 300x minus 3y power 2x. So if we take a look, it's question number 12. Now if we take a look to this question, I cannot change this one to 2 number because we don't have any number if you multiply by itself equal to 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find the G.C.D. Now we said between the number we always choose the small number, then we will check 3 divisible by 3, yes. 300 divisible by 3, yes. So that means 3 it's already in GCD. 3 it's only common? No. We have also x in both of them, so that means x also is common. So to solve this question, I'm going to write 3x outside, then inside the bracket it will be 300x minus 3y power 2x. Then divide both of them by this number which is outside, which is 3x, 3x. So the last answer will be 3x. 300 divided by 3 is 100. X minus x, we already studied this one. We said x power 1 minus x power 1, it will be x power 0. Anything power 0 equal to 1, so no need to write down. Then 3 divided by 3, 1, no need to down. X minus x, again it will be 1, no need to write down. Then the only thing we're going to write down is y power 2, and we already know from this one is came from 10 times 10. What about y? It came from y times y. So the last answer will be 3x, then open 2 brackets. Sorry, I forgot to open 2 brackets. One of them is plus, then second one is minus. Then first one is 10 times because it's 100. Then the second one is will be y. That's the last answer of this question. Then we have another type of question, which is in this type of question we have exactly the same thing but with a little bit long things. Now we already understand the topic. We said if the first one is power 2, second one is power 2, I'm going to open 2 brackets, x plus minus y, y. So remember this one. Now we have another thing. We have factorized, but this time they are bigger. Now if you take a look, we have 3m plus 1 power 2 minus n plus 5 power 2. So this one is power 2, this one is power 2. Here, if you take a look, do you have power 2 and power 2? Yes. So that means in this case, do I have minus between them? Yes. So in this case, I can say this one is 3m plus 1, 3m plus 1 without changing. What about this one? Also this one, I can say n power plus 5, n plus 5. So that means because you have minus between them, I can open two big brackets this time. One of them plus, one of them minus. In the first one, what I'm going to write? I'm going to write 3 plus m. 3m plus 1. Then, the second one, what I'm going to write? I'm going to write n plus 5, then n plus 5. Now, if there is a simplify, I'm going to simplify. If there is no, I'm going to leave it like that. If you remember in the previous lessons, we studied something. We said if you have like term, you need to combine them. So 1 and 5, they are like terms, so we need to combine them. So the answer of this one will be 3m plus n plus 1 plus 5. I need to write these two together. Then 3m minus, because we have minus in front of it. Guys, I forgot, sorry. When you have minus, you need to put the other thing in bracket. Look, this one is positive, so no need. If you put it in bracket, also it will be the same thing. But if you have minus, you need to put it in bracket. So, because the thing will be different in this one. So now, because it's negative, we already said in adding and subtracting algebraic expression, if you have negative, you need to flip or take the opposite of the second one. What is the opposite of n? It's positive, so it will be negative. The 5 is positive, it will be negative. Then combine them. So, sorry. So now this one will be 3m plus n. 1 plus 5, it will be 6. So this side it becomes 6. What about this side? It will be 3m minus n plus 1 minus 5. So I'm combining these two. Then I move these two together in the back. So the last answer will be 3m plus n plus 6. Then this one will be 3m minus n. Same sign or different sign? Different sign. So I'm going to subtract it. 5 minus 1, 4. 5 is bigger or 1? 5. What is the sign of 5? Minus. So it will be minus. So the answer is like this. So we stop here. No need to open more. Let's solve one more question. Then if you take a look, one more question. We're gonna have first place on this one. Okay. So one more question is, let's solve question number 30, not 30s. Okay, let's solve question number 16. Now it's a 2m plus n power 2 minus 4m plus 3n power 2. Now power 2 minus minus. So I have power 2, yes. I have minus, yes. So that means I can use difference of two squares. 2 bracket plus, sorry, minus. So now, if you take a look to this one, what I'm going to do? I'm going to write this one 2m plus 1, sorry, plus n, 2m plus n. This one is 4m plus 3n, 4m plus 3n. Now the first one I'm going to write in the first one, 2m plus n, 2m plus n. Then what I'm going to do to the second one, we need to put it in bracket because we have minus. So in the second one, I'm going to write 4m in second one, 4m plus 3n. This one again, 4m plus 3n. Oh, unfortunately,